It is opening night here inside Corsair Pavilion as Santa Monica College tips off against the Cerritos Falcons. Paul Johnson on deck here with Scott Lieberman for some early regular season action.
Howdy.
Kelly Clement will be courtside for us tonight. Scott, coming from Cerritos College, what does first-year head coach Josh Thomas bring to the Corsairs table?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Paul. First of all, Coach Thomas comes from the NBA Developmental League of the Idaho Stampede, having been an account executive there. He knows how to build his team from the ground up. Secondly, he's got many years of recruiting under his belt. That's something you cannot coach. You have to have a natural eye for that kind of talent, and that is something many colleges aspire to build their programs around. Third, he's also the kinesiology instructor here at SMC, which enables him to track and monitor the health statuses and injury statuses of his players throughout the course of the semester. And finally, coaching Cerritos, there's a familiar foe in that. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Absolutely, and Kelly, for Cerritos, coming off a remarkable 27-win season, what do you expect from them tonight?
Thanks, Paul. Like you mentioned, the Falcons are coming off a hot season, a record of 27-6 last year. They were 9-1 overall, undefeated at home. They had lost a couple of key players, but as we saw in those warm-ups earlier, there is no lack of talent on this team, and you know they're going to be coming out fighting this year. They're hungry for that title. They made it to the Final Four last year. Head coach Ross May had stated in an interview last year that this team is tough. They are resilient. They had gone through some matters on the court, off the court, and they pushed through. They've also been putting in a lot of work off the court as well too. On Sundays they're in the gym practicing, so they're coming out fighting, and I know that they're going to be hungry for that title this year. Thanks, Paul. Back to you.
Cerritos will wear the black uniforms and SMC in the gray. It'll be Desmond Murphy for the Falcons, tipping off against Kyle Young, the 6'9 sophomore out of Beverly Hills for Santa Monica College.
And it's no coincidence there's two 15s at the center tipping off together.
How about that, Scott? Cerritos, as we mentioned, coming off that state semifinal performance, a 27-6 regular season, as SMC gets the opening tip. Cody Wilks brings the ball up. Excuse me, that's Teddy Parman for the Corsairs. Hands it over to Marcus Hughes. Back to Parham. Good defense being played by Christian Alves. Shot blocked by Cody Wilks.
Let's see if Cerritos can attack right here.
They get it to one of their better players in Jamal Heckard. Shot goes up and in there for Daryl McMillan, excuse me.
Early game, folks, 2-0 Cerritos at the moment.
Deshawn Hughes passes the rock over to Kyle Young. As Teddy Parham up and under for the layup, and that's good.
Beautiful. Nothing like a tie ball game for the spectators.
Great little move there from Parham, right, Scott?
Oh, yeah. And he did it without taking 3 steps.
Ball passed into the point guard, Labate, sophomore out of Whittier, California. Over to Jamal Heckard. In interviews, Heckard mentioned that he just wants to go to any school that'll offer him a scholarship. He is a good one. Out over to Cody Wilks, just misses off the iron.
All right, let's see what SMC does here, Paul.
Deshawn Hughes handling it, passes over to Parham. Inside to Kyle Young. Kyle Young up and in with the layup.
Big man in the net. Every time you get a big man underneath, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get that bucket.
Corsairs with the early lead, 4-2. Kyle Young, great steal there. Deshawn Hughes up the court. Stops for a second, nothing there.
We got a break.
Falcons coming right back the other way. Cody Wilks in for the layup.
Something you can't coach in any sport, Paul, that's speed. When you can do that, you can throw it all the way to your player, and they'll get the bucket for that one and make the other team pay.
Teddy Parham brings the ball up for the Corsairs. Gets it to center, Kyle Young. Young to Deshawn Hughes. Deshawn Hughes up just off the iron. Christian Alves Labada handling it. Over to Cody Wilks. Wilks out to Chance Hunter. Hunter for the three.
Around the perimeter, and he sinks the bucket from three-point land.
And
It's
folks,
a beauty.
Chance Hunter can't only hit from three, he can hit around the rim. He is a high flyer. Kyle Young handling the ball at the top of the key. Tried to get it over to Marcus Hughes. Turnover on the play. Cody Wilks not able to get that one to go.
All right, we have our first pause in the game right now.
Ball will be taken out for the Falcons. Inbounding is Cody Wilks. Cody Wilks, a 6'2" sophomore out of La Mirada, California. Led the team with 63 three-pointers last year, shooting at 35% field goal.
Steph Curry territory right there, huh?
Chance Hunter puts it up and in again for the Falcons.
2 3-pointers in a row for this Falcons team. They are coming out early, ladies and gentlemen.
Chance Hunter is fired up. Kyle Young handles the ball, gets it over to Deshawn Hughes. Foul on the play.
Right, he gets back up and he is in one piece.
There's that man again, Chance Hunter, always in the middle of the action, Scott.
Well, he likes to take chances, if you catch my drift.
As Jamal Heckard is talking to that's Deshawn Hughes inbounding the ball. Little chirping going on early here in this game.
You can tell both of these teams want this win very badly.
Agunaway passes over to just off the iron there. That was Hughes, Deshawn Hughes. Jamal Heckard handling the ball.
Little bit of a tussle there, and for a jump ball.
Great play there from Teddy Parham to put a hand on the ball and get that one to a jump.
Oh, yeah. I see a lot of action early, Paul, right now. This is going to be a great game. Got 10-4 Cerritos right now.
Possession arrow goes to the Falcons as Daniel Zahabian checks in. Zahabian already making his presence felt. Getting a little dirty there with Labiati.
Well, with a little elbow grease comes a lot of success.
Jamal Heckard will inbound for the Falcons. Into Chance Hunter. Hunter already with 2 early threes. Ball over to Desmond Murphy. Right out to Heckard, and Heckard with the 3.
Something I always wanted to say, Paul. Is it the shoes? That's NBA Jam reference for you, folks.
Daniel Zahabian brings the ball up for the Corsairs. Gets it over to Chijedu Aganaway. Aganaway trying to find something.
Oh, looks like he got hit up top a little bit right there.
Foul on the play on the Falcons. Timeout on the floor. Early lead here, Scott, 13-4 for Cerritos. What have you seen early on in this one?
I've just seen a fast bit of play from both teams. Unfortunately for the Corsairs, Cerritos has made their shots from around the perimeter, and when you can sink those threes, there's no going back.
Scott, how about that 6'6" sophomore Chance Hunter out of Englewood, California? He's looked good so far.
Oh, yeah. He takes chances. He hunts. His name does not precede his reputation, and that is for sure.
Santa Monica College wants to find a little rhythm here. Only has 4 points, just under 5 minutes in the game. Don't want to let this one get away too early.
No, I say, stick to what you're doing. You're fighting hard. Little tussle here and there that shows they got a light fight left in them. There's a lot of basketball left to play in this game.
Number 24, Marcus Hughes, eyeing down the Falcons' defense heading into this possession, since he wants it. This is the first action we see from number 22, Leandrew Knight, the 6'3" freshman. He'll be inbounding the ball for the Corsairs. Gets it into Lucas Zeman. Over to Zahabian. Zahabian already has 29 free throw attempts on the season, averaging 74% from the line.
Very impressive.
Zahabian over to Deshawn Hughes. Deshawn Hughes just off the iron. Chance Hunter with the rebound.
There's a name we're going to look out for tonight. Deshawn Hughes, number 3.
Labate over to Heckard. Heckard dribbling right side. Nothing there. Back to Heckard. Heckard puts up the triple. Not there.
Santa Monica with the rebound, coming down the other way, and there is a whistle.
Looks like another foul there on Chance Hunter. If so, that'll be his second.
You don't want to foul out too quickly. You got to have your best players in at all times, Paul. Playmakers make those plays.
Especially this talented freshman Chance Hunter. Deshawn Hughes will be inbounding for the Corsairs, down 13-4. Jalen Washington, guard out of Torrance, California, checks in for the Falcons.
Jamal Heckard, number 2 from Carson, California, guarding.
Jamal's looked good so far, Scott.
Yes, sir, he has.
Little pause in the action here. Wipe down the floor. Deshawn gets it in to Marcus Hughes. No relation there. Zahabian bringing the ball up. Over to Marcus Hughes. Back to Zahabian. Zahabian tries to find something. Offensive foul on Lucas Zeman.
Oh, let's hope that doesn't come and hurt them on going the other way. In a fast-paced game like this, you got to keep your cool at all times. Keep your composure, play your game, and everything else will follow suit.
Jalen Washington bringing the ball up for Cerritos. Finds Heckard. Heckard able to keep that one in bounds. Athletic play there from Jamal. Heckard dancing. Chance Hunter comes up with it. Great defense by the Corsairs.
There's that turnover. Oh! I have seen nothing short of pure athleticism on this court tonight, Paul. This is amazing basketball being played right now, despite the 13-4 score.
A lot of effort on that play by both teams, Scott. Ultimately, the Falcons did go out of bounds on that touch, so the Corsairs will take over. 14-16 left in this first half.
That's Deshawn Hughes bringing it in, number 3.
Deshawn Hughes last season averaged 19 points and 4 rebounds per game on 49% shooting. He is a good one out of University High School just up the road, Scott. Homegrown.
Love the locals.
Deshawn gets it into Marcus Hughes. Marcus on the left side, finding something, goes up with the hook, not there.
Cerritos coming the other way.
Jalen Washington bringing it up for the Falcons. Goes left side, great defense by Zahabian. Wilks handling the ball.
It's like Teddy Parham with the ball, and he passes it over to Makai Kimball.
Jamal Heckard gets
Jamal
it.
Heckard.
Deshawn Hughes had a hand on that one.
Shot clock runs out.
Couple fumbles on that play, Scott.
There's some fumbles and rumbles. You know, if you're a Corsair fan, you got to be kind of happy right now. So far, Cerritos has not scored the other way, but the Corsairs have to take advantage of this and put them buckets in.
I think also what's been key, Scott, is that Chance Hunter with those 2 fouls has been on the bench. Can't affect the game if you're not on the floor, right, Scott?
Exactly, but coach is trying to keep him cool and put him in when he's ready.
Kyle Young, top of the 3-point line, gets it over to Zahabian. Zahabian dancing back to Young. Young with a strong move, not able to handle it.
Not going to win a game if you can't get those points when you have the opportunities.
Falcons will take it back the other way. Jalen Washington bringing it up the floor for Cerritos. Over to Cody Wilks.
Wilks with the ball.
To Jamal Heckard. Heckard dancing on the Corsairs. Puts up a triple, gets fouled on the play.
Oh, looks like he's going to the line and shooting 3.
Threw the easy way there, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Not what you want if you're a Corsair or a Corsair fan.
Not at all. To me, free throws are just pretty much giveaway points. You put a man who can shoot like this kid on the line, I don't know what to say.
Jamal Heckard makes the first free throw.
There's one.
Nicknamed J-Heck. 6-foot sophomore out of Carson, California. He is a good one. Marcus Hughes almost tried to go for the rebound there. I think he forgot that it was a three-point attempt.
You can tell there's a lot of fight in these guys right now, you know?
Jeremiah Galang, the 6'1 freshman out of Harbor City, California, checks in for the Falcons. His first action of the night.
Oh, and he misses the third one.
Zahabian brings the ball up the court, looking for something. Gets it over to Knight. Knight dribbling right side. Knight with the layup. Gets fouled on the play.
Saw our first block of the game there, but on account of a foul.
Maybe got to the player before the block occurred there, Scott. Looked like some physical play down low.
It sure did, Paul.
Leandrew Knight will shoot 2 for the Corsairs.
Misses the first.
Jordan Wilson checks in for Santa Monica. Checking in for the big 6'8 Marcus Hughes. He'll see the bench for the first time tonight.
Paul, midway through the first quarter, or for the first half, you got to make these free throws.
Absolutely, Scott. The second one rims
misses
out again.
both.
Jalen Washington bringing the ball up, guarded by Leandrew Knight. Over to Heckard. Heckard fouled there by Zahabian.
Corsairs not doing themselves any favors, folks.
Not at all. Missed free throws and inopportune fouls, Scott. Jamal Heckard will inbound the ball for the Falcons. Gets it over to Jalen Washington in the backcourt. Washington goes left side. Finds the big man. Off the glass, not there. Dalen Bams on the attempt there. Teddy Parman gets it over to Leandrew Knight. Knight puts it up. Hit hard. Knight fouled there and will go back to the line.
And based on the physicality, the way this game is going, you would think you're watching a football game with no pads.
Excuse me, they'll actually call that foul before the shot. This will be inbounded by Chijindu Iganoe of Santa Monica. Gets it into Jordan Wilson. Wilson looking for it.
Oh.
Just in and out there on the three-point attempt by Jordan Wilson.
And Cerritos takes it back the other way yet again.
Washington guarded by Parham. Gets it over to Heckard. Heckard fouled again.
Another foul on SMC. It seems every time they're taking the ball the other side, there seems to be a foul each time on the Corsairs. They need to start playing a little cleaner.
Jalen Washington going right side with that sweet lefty dribble. Gets it to Andre Fields, a big-time freshman. Andre Fields with the turnaround up and in.
Nothing but net for Andre Fields.
Andre Fields, a potential diaper dandy, named co-MVP of San Gabriel Valley last year at Warren High School. He is a good one.
And at 6'7", you can do a lot of those things under the basket.
Kyle Young wanted it down low, wasn't able to get it to him. Parham handles the ball. Stolen there by Heckard. Heckard taking it back the other way. Nothing there.
17-4, folks.
Iganabu.
Offensive foul. Looks like a charge.
Daryl McMillan with an impressive charge call there. Taking a big hit from Iganabu. That's some hardwood out there, Scott.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at some point in this game, you got to pause it, let these players get their composure, and design some new X's and O's because everybody's run into everybody, it seems. It is brutal out there.
Santa Monica College comes into this game entering 2-1 after playing in the Miramar College tournament. but not a lot here for them tonight, right, Scott?
No, not at the moment. I'd expected to see a little bit more. And based on what we said earlier with Coach Thomas's experience, you would think they, get a few more points and chop away at some points to make it a little closer, make it a little more interesting for the spectators.
Cerritos leads it right now 17-4. As we mentioned, though, Cerritos is a phenomenal team. Have Russ May at head coach. Led them to their biggest win streak last season, reaching the state semifinals. They want to get back there, Scott.
Of course, and they're showing no signs of slowing down right now.
Exactly. For Cerritos, they had some preseason action, but this is their first regular season game of the year.
Looks like they're tuning up just nicely at the moment.
Andre Fields will be inbounding for the Falcons. He is that big 6'8" freshman we were mentioning earlier.
Jalen Washington in his backcourt.
Gets it over to McMillan.
McMillan.
Kick ball there by Parham. Stops the play. Daryl McMillan Jr. will inbound for the Falcons. Trying to find somebody, calls a timeout.
Looks like they want to design something new to get this ball to the bucket.
Yeah, didn't want to incur that 5-second violation and turn it back over to the Corsairs. Couldn't find anything there.
I tell you, those 5-second violations can sure be killers and momentum changers too.
That's exactly right, Scott. The one thing you don't want to do is give the Corsairs the ball without having to play any defense.
Exactly, and while you got the lead, make sure you're doing everything. As they say, anything that's worth doing is worth doing right.
Exactly. Good attendance here, Scott. About 225 people in Corsair Pavilion.
Oh yeah, we got a great turnout for sure here. The crowd's out, everybody seems happy and energetic. Let's hope the Corsairs follow suit.
Daryl McMillan Jr. will be back inbounding the ball for the Falcons. Finally gets it into Heckard. Heckard over to Washington. Back to Heckard. Heckard finds McMillan Jr. McMillan Jr. with the triple.
Daryl McMillan Jr. out of View Park Prep, Los Angeles, California with the bucket.
Teddy Parham brings the ball up for the Corsairs, trailing 20-4. Gets it to Jordan Wilson. Wilson to Deshawn Hughes. Hughes dancing outside the three-point line. Puts up a little floater, not there.
Just missed the rebound.
Andre Fields scoops it up. Gets it over to Jalen Washington. Washington bringing it up the floor, trying to find something. Gets it over to Heckard. Back to McMillan Jr. into Andre Fields at the post. Andre Fields working down low, trying to get something to go. Not
with
there.
A block. Out of bounds.
Parham with a careless pass there. Amate Afanyar checks in for the Corsairs, his first action of the game. Big man Marcus Hughes is back in for the Corsairs. First action as well for Eli DeGreat as they're playing some full court press.
Oh, alley-oop on the other side for Cerritos. Boom shakalaka.
Dalen Bames with a big one there for the Falcons. Dalen Bames, the 6'10" center. Nothing there for Eli DeGreat. Possession goes to the Falcons.
9:38 to go in this first half, folks. 22-4 in favor of Cerritos Falcons.
Full court press causes a little pressure for the Falcons. They rush that.
And this is a time where the Corsairs need to figure out some way to score points. They haven't scored in a few minutes.
I think that's an understatement, Scott. It's been about 6 or 7.
I was being a little generous.
Teddy Parham brings the ball up. Taywan Alston guarding him heavily.
Oh, little smack to the face. That'll be a foul.
That went on McMillan Jr.
The Andrew Knight going to, no, not going to the line.
Looks to be an off-the-ball foul there.
Makai Kimball taking it from out of bounds and throwing in.
McMillan Jr., an impressive sophomore guard out of Los Angeles, California. Stayed close to home going to Cerritos. Kimball handling it. Offensive foul there on Afanyar.
That is 2 or 3 offensive fouls tonight, folks. That's not what you want to see out of your team. They are the worst.
Need to put up a shot attempt at least there, Scott. Can't just give it right back to the Falcons.
Definitely. I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. Throw around the perimeter a little bit and take your shots.
Almost a steal there from Afanyar. Nothing doing, though, for the Corsairs as they almost had a steal, and McMillan Jr. puts up the tray.
He's having a night. If you're a fan of Cerritos, you got to be feeling pretty good about your team right now, huh, Paul?
Not only for this game, Scott, but also for the rest of the season. I mean, coming off that state semifinal performance and leading their first game of the season 25-4, that's impressive stuff.
Definitely, definitely. And if I'm Cerritos, I want to keep playing my game and not look back one bit.
They have so many talented players. I mean, we haven't seen Chance Henderson since he got that second foul at about the 14-minute mark. He's been on the bench. Desmond Murphy, a good player. Andre Fields, the talented freshman. I haven't even mentioned Jamal Heckert or Cody Wilks.
Yeah, and that's just a sign of great depth that they have. And you want that carrying throughout the course of the season.
Absolutely. They also have that talented point guard, Jalen Washington, as well as Christian Alvis Labate. Good program there over at Cerritos, coached by Russ May. Russ actually played for Cerritos way back when.
By the way, Mom, Dad, if you're listening, hello to you in sunny Florida.
Corsairs will take the ball out of bounds, trailing 25-4. Need to find something here, Scott. Big possession here for the Corsairs.
Oh, yeah. I think any possession at this point would be a big possession. They need to score points or it's not going to look very pretty.
Already a 21-point deficit as the Zahabians handling it at the outside. Gets it over to Marcus Hughes. Not able to go there, but Eli did great.
Offensive rebounds are big.
Back out to Zahabian. Zahabian muscles it in, gets the foul.
Looks like we got a man at the line.
Zahabian in their first 3 games at the Miramar tournament shot 29 free throws. This is first 3 throws tonight.
29 free throws, that is insanity, borderline.
Almost 10 a game there, Scott. That's a lot of free throws. Not able to get the first one to go.
One would think with all those free throws, 29 free throws in a game, or sorry, during the course of a tournament, he would make at least one of these 2. We'll find out right now on the second shot.
Would be big for the Corsairs here to get a little bit of something going, Scott. Anything at this point.
Anything. It's up. And they get a point.
In, out, and in there for Zahabian.
How about that? 25-5 with 8:30 left to go in the first half, folks.
Corsairs steal it. Get it over to Afanyar. Afanyar up and in with the hoop and the arm.
We got an and one here for the Corsairs, and momentum is shifting slowly but surely.
Corsair Pavilion is rocking after that one, Scott. A lot of folks got up off their feet. Big play there by Amete Afanyar.
I'm feeling the love in this room. These rafters are shaking.
Amete will shoot 1 for the Corsairs. Not able to get that one to go.
Another foul on the Corsairs. That's number 14, Amatel Afanyar.
Afanyar just got a little bit jumpy after missing that free throw.
Afanyar out of Marina Del Rey. Beautiful place. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend it.
And that'll be free throws there as the Corsairs are over the limit. Jamal Heckard will be shooting 2 for Cerritos. Not a good foul there by Affiniar. Excuse me, it's a 1-and-1. Marcus Hughes gets the rebound. Gets it over to Affiniar. Affiniar dancing, trying to find something. Over to Zahabian.
Zahabian with the ball. Looking for his man.
Zahabian gets it over to Eli DeFreight. Nothing there for DeFreight.
We have an air ball, and it's going back the other way for Cerritos.
Jamal Heckard puts up the triple off the iron. Daniel Zahabian comes down with it, pushing it the other way. Zahabian up and in for the Corsairs.
What a shot for Zahabian.
Big time bucket there.
We got ourselves a 25-9 game right now.
This full court press doing something here for the Corsairs. Jamal Heckard puts up the triple.
Oh, that is an energy killer, I tell you, with a 3 for Cerritos.
Excuse me, that's Cody Wilks, a big time 3-point to stop the momentum of Santa Monica's side. Zahabian trying to find something. Kimball back to Zahabian.
Out of bounds.
Labate touched that one out of bounds. Corsairs will maintain possession. Number 13, freshman Chance Hunter, the talented guard out of Englewood, back in for the Falcons.
And at this point, we got a bit of a momentum changer. Let's see if SMC can hold up their end of the deal.
Daniel Zahabian gets it over to Kimball. Kimball over to Affiniar. Affiniar working on the left side and fouled there. They'll actually call that one a goaltend.
Shot clock violation. Is that what it looked like?
Excuse me, Scott. I think you're right on that one.
Yeah. I heard the buzzer. That's the only thing that came to mind.
Labate handling it. Gets it over to Heckard. Heckard to Wilks.
These fans are into it, eh, Paul?
Wilks with the triple. Not there this time. Marcus Hughes comes up with the board. Makai Kimball handling it. Over to Affiniar. Affiniar with the 3 long there. Jamal Heckard racing back down the floor, wants to find something. Over to Wilks. Wilks dancing, puts up the 2-point jumper. Good for Wilks, and the Falcons lead at 32-9.
Smooth like butter for Wilks on that one. He's number 1 for a reason.
Good jumper there from Wilks as he is in rhythm this game. Makai Kimball gets it over to Eli DeGreat. DeGreat with another missed 3 for the Corsairs. But a foul down low on Chance Hunter. That'll be his 3rd, Scott.
Oh, need to minimize those fouls if you want to stay in the game.
Do not want to see that out of the talented freshman. He will have to sit.
6 to go in this first half. 30-9 in favor of the visiting team, Cerritos Falcons.
Dalen Bams checks in for the freshman as Chance Hunter is pleading his case with Coach Russ May. Russ May is just telling him, go sit on the bench, young freshman. Come on now.
Don't you love it? It's like asking Dad if you can take the car out.
But Coach May wasn't having any of it. Marcus Hughes sinks the first free throw. He'll shoot another.
At this point in the game, the Santa Monica Corsairs need to get all the points they can take advantage of at this time.
Absolutely, Scott. With this 20-point deficit, they just need to put something in the hole. Hughes will shoot the second. Good for the Corsairs.
2 for 2. We got a 20-point game right now.
Still playing full court press defense. It's been working for them as of the past 6 minutes, Scott.
We got an interception.
Gets the turnover to Deshawn Hughes. Deshawn Hughes with a layup.
And they capitalize, 30-13.
Great play there from the Corsairs defense to spring that layup. Heckard working Heckard inside and gets the bucket to go.
The other way for the Santa Monica Corsairs.
Landrew Knight working on the left side over to Affiniar. Affiniar up and in. Oh, no, excuse me. Almost there for Affiniar.
Hits the rib.
Labate with a sweet pass over there to Heckard, and Heckard gets the and one.
No, he doesn't. It is a travel.
They called travel late on that one, Scott. That's a tough call.
I hate when that happens. You have such a beautiful shot like that, only to be stopped by a travel.
Leandrew Knight handling the ball, gets it over to Affanyar. Trying to find something. Daniel Zahabian handles it. Marcus Hughes asking for it. Hughes about to pull. Offensive 3-second violation.
Yes, another killer too. Anytime you get an offensive foul, you don't want that for your team. And if you're the coach, I'm furious right now.
Just not a good violation there, Scott. Gives the ball back to Cerritos. Corsairs still playing this full court press defense. Kyle Young puts a hand on it. Not able to corral it though.
Not able to corral it, but slows their drive down just a little bit so that they can set up and play some defense.
Gives us a little pause in the action as Jamal Heckard will take it out of bounds. Dakare Hughes will check in for the Corsairs. Checking in for Daniel Zahabian.
There we are.
Ball over. Big man working down low. Able to get it back out to Wilks. Wilks dancing, gets it over to Labate. Labate back to Wilks. Wilks pulls the trigger. Not there.
Hits the brick.
Desmond Murphy there with the offensive rebound. Heckard pulls up. Not there. Dalen Bams gets a hand on it, but not able to get it. And comes up with the foul there on Deshawn Hughes. Cody Wilks kicking the ball a little bit.
Was that foul on Deshawn Hughes or Dalen Bams? Number 21, Cerritos.
I think it was on Bams and on Hughes. Excuse me. Foul by Bams on Hughes, and Hughes will shoot two.
Got it. It's like one of those Abbott Costello skits.
Hughes short at the line on the first one.
Doesn't even hit the rim on that one. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
6'8" sophomore Lucas Zeman will check in for the Corsairs. Checks in for Marcus Hughes. Deshawn not able to get the second one to go. Heckard will bring the ball up for the Falcons. Gets it over to Labate. Labate trying to find something, deflected there by Kyle Young. Dalen Bams handles it. Gets it to Labate. Labate pulls the trigger and hits the three.
Let the Labates hit the floor, up and in.
Surgical performance out here by Cerritos right now in this first half. Scott leading it.
35-13.
Exactly.
It's beyond surgical at this point. It is brutal.
Lucas Zeman finds the ball, gets it out to Leandrew Knight. Leandrew Knight up in it. No foul though.
But he shoots two anyways. Paul, if I'm Coach Thomas right now, what am I talking to my team about during this timeout?
Well, Scott, you've had a little bit of success with that full court press defense, right? You've gotten a few turnovers, been able to get some layups, some fouls off of that. The problem right now, I think, is in their full court offense. They're not able to get anything anything turning out of that side of the ball.
Yeah, Cerritos just is standing there waiting for them to make mistakes, and they do, and they capitalize on those and score on the other side. They're beating nobody but themselves.
Right, exactly. And like you said, Scott, capitalize is the operative word there. I mean, Cerritos will take your lunch money and run with it if you give it to them. If you give them that opportunity, they will squash you.
That would appear to be the case. Good tunes here in this gymnasium, folks. That I must say.
Corsair Pavilion, located in beautiful Santa Monica, California.
No more than 3.5, 4 miles away from the ocean, if that.
I can smell it from here, Scott.
Oh yeah, sandy beaches and great fish.
Lucas Zeman will go to the stripe for Santa Monica College. He'll shoot 2. Corsairs trail at 35-13.
Lucas Zeman with his first bucket, first free throw shot.
Zeman averaging 7 points and 7 boards on the year. Big 6'8" point guard. Went to Village Christian High School in Los Angeles.
Makes his second, goes 2 for 2, making it a 35-15 game right now with 3:33 to go.
Labate brings it up, gets it over to Heckard. Back to Labate. Labate dancing around the left side. Great defense by Zeman.
We have an out of bounds and still Cerritos ball.
Tapped out there by a Corsair play. As Cody Wilks will inbound for Cerritos. Wilks gets it into Heckard. Heckard to Andre Fields, the big freshman neck. Not there for Andre Fields. Thought he was fouled.
It's like they're breaking back fast the other way, and there's a whistle.
Iganu was out of bounds there where he touched it on the three-point line, Scott. Just like we were talking about.
Just like we were talking about, and as I said before, they're only beating themselves at this point. Cerritos is waiting for them to make mistakes, and that's what they're doing. Got another whistle.
Looks like a little wet spot on the floor. Don't want any broken ankles out there on either side, Scott.
No, we do not. If anybody brought their ice skates, they may be safe in that area.
Back in action here as Labate brings the ball up for the Falcons. Gets it over to Wilks. Wilks to Heckard. Back to Labate. Fields tries to set a pick. Not there. Labate dancing over to Wilks. To Desmond Murphy. Murphy finds Andre Fields. Fields with a pump fake.
SMC with a rebound coming back the other way. Let's see what they do.
Cody Hughes handles the ball for the Corsairs. Gets it over to Landrew Knight. Landrew Knight muscling his way. Nothing there.
Turned over.
Racing back by the Falcons. And Cody Wilks is fouled and will shoot 2.
And as you said before, Paul, number 1, Cody Wilks, guard out of La Mirada, California, led the team with 63 three-pointers last year. That is very impressive on a player's resume. That is something scouts are going to look at.
Shot it at 35% clip, Scott. That's not too bad.
And he makes his first free throw.
Wilks is a sophomore, so will be transferring after this year. Impressive player.
Impressive player. And I got to say, these colors of the uniforms kind of remind me of Duke a little bit. They just did a number on Kentucky the other day.
If you feel like them, you play like them, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Wilks shooting the second.
It's the man that makes the uniform.
Owen rims in and out. Marcus Hughes with the rebound gets it over to Cody Hughes. Hughes brings the ball up for the Corsairs. Hughes over to Zeman. Zeman down on the low block, turns away. Not there on the fadeaway. As Cody Wilks comes up with it, fouled there.
Touched on the wrist.
Wilks will shoot 2 again, Scott.
And Lucas Zeman with 3 fouls right now. They're racking up those fouls on this Corsair team with 1:58 to go in the first half. 36-15 in favor of Cerritos.
Cerritos averaged 81 points last season, so they're right on their average for a half. at about 40, but not so much for the Corsair side, Scott.
No.
Just at 15.
Just that 15. We need a little more juice out of this. The fans are giving it everything they got.
Second one rims out for Wilks. Cody Hughes handles the ball for the Corsairs. Gets it over to Deshawn Hughes. Deshawn Hughes dancing. Jordan Wilson pulls up and gets the jumper to go.
20-point game.
Labate gets it over to Jalen Washington.
Corsairs got to play a little defense here if they want to score some more points before the end of the half. To come within striking distance, let's start out the second half on a strong note.
Wilks trying to find something. Gets it over to Andre Fields. Andre Fields up and in for the layup.
That just goes to show you there's no I in team.
Cody Hughes comes back the other way. Gets it over to Jordan Wilson. Wilson goes left side. Dancing on Fields. Back out to Cody Hughes. Hughes with a three-pointer and gets that one to go.
19-point game at the minute mark.
Great ending to this first half for the Corsairs. They need to finish strong here in this last minute, Scott.
Yeah, they got into the double digits.
Cody Wilks handles the ball for the Falcons. Wilks pulls up for the two-pointer. Gets that one to go.
He
is
shuts
smooth.
that last drive down with a bucket of his own.
Cody Hughes comes back the other way. Iganu trapped there. Wilks coming, gets it over to Desmond Murphy.
We have a whistle and it's coming back the other way. Corsair ball, 15.2 seconds left in the first half. We have a 41-20 score in favor of the Cerritos Falcons. They've given it everything they got. The fans have given everything they got. Santa Monica needs to put up some points before the end of this half.
10 seconds on the clock. Cody Hughes looking for that final shot, maybe. Marcus Hughes sets the pick.
5 seconds.
They got to find something here. Time's running out. Barham puts up the three-pointer.
Oh, hits the brick.
That's the end of the first half here in Corsair Pavilion. Cerritos leads it 41-20. And a good first half there for Cerritos as they lead it 41-20. Scott, what did you see there in the first half?
I saw it starting out with fight from both teams. They both came out to play, very much alive. But like I said during the course of the game, Cerritos was just waiting for SMC to make mistakes, which is what they did. And that's why the score is what it is right now, 41-20. And if SMC wants to get back into this game, they need to play some defense and capitalize on every opportunity that they have.
Right, we'll see how the action goes in the second half, folks.
Yes,
Until then,
will.
Paul Johnson and Scott Lieberman. We are back here live at Corsair Pavilion, folks. Starting off the second half of this game between Cerritos College and Santa Monica College. Cerritos leads it 41-20. Very good first half from that side. Chance Hunter, Jamal Wilks, Jamal Heckert, and Cody Wilks, some of the names to keep an eye on there for the Falcons.
Oh yeah, well I'm excited for the second half to get underway. It seemed that the Corsairs came back at the end of the first half and put up a little bit more of a fight than they did in the beginning of the half. And let's see what they do here. Maybe they can make a run for their money.
Exactly, Scott. At the end of that first half, playing that full court defense press, able to get a few turnovers, force that on the Falcons side, get some fouls, get some layups on the other end. That was the way they got back into this game, so to speak, still down 41-20. We'll see what happens in this second half, folks. Should be exciting. 20 minutes on the clock. Santa Monica College will get this one out of the inbound. Chastin Mouton, 5'8" point guard out of Houston, Texas, will handle the ball for the Corsairs.
We haven't seen much of him tonight, it would seem.
First action of the game there, Scott. Lucas Emmett over to Leandrew Knight. Leandrew Knight working, gets the lefty, not there, but Zeman able to finish off.
With a tip in.
Good tip there. cutting the deficit to 19 for the Corsairs. Crowd is getting into it as they get the ball to Chance Hunter. Hunter pulls up for the three, not there. Mouton comes down with it, running down the floor. Guarded by Labate, gets it over to Zeman. Zeman to Marcus Hughes. Hughes over to Jordan Wilson, back to Zeman. Zeman finds Wilson on the left block.
Shot
Wilson
clock
working.
at 5.
Marcus Hughes puts up the triple, able to get that one to go for the Corsairs.
Downtown. And they come within 19.
16 here,
16,
Scott, on the 5-0 run.
I'm reading a little bit wrong scoreboard. You know, math was never my strong suit.
Foul there on Marcus Hughes as he was guarding Chance Hunter. Chance Hunter, the talented freshman that we only saw for a couple of minutes in that first half. Got into some early foul troubles, had 3 in the first half.
Down by a ton in the first half and managing to come back within 16.
Desmond Murphy working on Lucas Zeman. Murphy able to get it back out to Labate. Coach Russ May wants them to reset it. Labate working, gets it to Murphy. Murphy out to Heckard. Heckard puts up the triple. Nothing there as Jordan Wilson comes up with the board.
And this is exactly what I said. This is exactly how they had to come out in the second half if they wanted a chance at this game, and they're doing exactly what they have to.
Mudon able to handle that pass from Wilson.
Keep it around the perimeter.
Back to Mouton. Mouton looking for something. Gets to Zeman on the left block. Desmond Murphy with the steal, coming back for the Falcons the other way. Murphy over to Chance Hunter.
Missed dunk, but a foul.
Foul on that one as Chance Hunter was coming with cruel intentions to the basket on that. As we just mentioned earlier, Scott, Hunter not able to play a lot in that first half due to the 3 fouls, but he was coming hard at that rim.
Oh, yeah. He wants to close this game out with a bang.
Good start to the first half, the second half for the Corsairs there, Scott, in this first 2 minutes on that 5-0 run. Able to stifle the Falcons a little bit.
Oh, most definitely. If they can hold the Cerritos Falcons to just free throws right now, they can come back the other way and capitalize on that. And he misses his first free throw. Great momentum changer here for the Corsairs.
Darryl McMillan Jr. checks in for the Falcons as Hunter misses the second.
Misses both of them, and this is exactly where they have to capitalize. Make some threes, make some twos, and continue churning away at the boards.
Lucas Zeman handles it at the top. Tip ball there by Chance Hunter. It'll stay with the Corsairs. Falcon players wondering which way it's going. They thought they had it.
Refs look like they're kind of out of focus there.
Refs calling a tip ball there on Chance Hunter. Jordan Wilson will inbound it. Gets it over to Zeman. Zeman gets it to Mouton. Mouton working.
Ooh, I saw a little bit of a hit there.
Marcus Hughes tries to save that one. Labate takes it back the other way over to Cody Wilks. Back to Labate. McMillan Jr. working to Labate. Labate fakes the 3, gets it in to the big man Desmond Murphy. Murphy working down low.
Great defense by SMC there.
They'll call that one out of bounds as Lucas Zeman was trying to corral it, but had a foot on the line.
Paul, I'm seeing an entirely different team in the Corsairs here in the second half. They are playing with a lot of fight.
A lot of fight, a lot of effort there from the Corsairs, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Desmond Murphy working down low. Ball stolen.
Ball back.
Leandrew Knight picks it up, going the other way. Fouled by Cody Wilks.
This Cerritos team is looking a little fatigued right now, folks. SMC is capitalizing on their mistakes. They've taken a page out of their playbook in the first half, flipped the script, and now they're doing what they did to them.
Came out with a lot of energy in this second half, Scott. especially the point guard, Chaston Mooten, who we didn't see till this second half. He's provided a spark off the bench.
For sure, and if you're a SMC fan, you gotta love what your team is doing right now.
Mooten gets it over to Wilson. Wilson blocked by Chance Hunter.
And the rebound with the bucket.
Marcus Hughes able to get that one to go over Chance Hunter. Alvis Labate gets it into the big man, Dalen Bam. McMillan Jr. working at the outside. Back to Labate. Miscommunication there, but McMillan able to corral it.
Close back court, but he's able to stay with it. Another turnover. SMC has the ball the other way.
Trailing by just 14. They can make it a 12 or 11-point game here, Scott. On still a 7-0 run here by the Corsairs. Falcons have not scored in this second half. Jordan Wilson handling the ball outside the three-point line. Ball over to Mooten. Mooten puts up the three.
Ooh, hits it off the iron boards.
And Leandrew Knight is fouled on that rebound attempt from Labate.
What does a coach like Coach Hughes say to those players at halftime that they came out like this with this much fire and fight in them? What do you think that is?
That was a great halftime speech, I'll tell you what, Scott.
I'm inspired right now, seriously, by this effort.
Coach Josh Thomas previously did coach at Cerritos College, and he was one of their most active recruiting coordinators. So he knows these players well, knows their tendencies, knows their strengths, their weaknesses. I think he told his players just keep fighting, keep playing hard.
That's what you got to do. Keep passing the ball around that perimeter when you go in the other way. Take your shots, let it rain.
Cerritos still leads this one 41-27, but the lead not as comfortable as earlier.
Definitely not. And on the other side, if you're Cerritos, their coach, what are you saying to these guys?
You don't want to say this, but I think they just have more talent, and I think he told them, I don't think he told them too much at halftime, actually, Scott, because they were up so much. There's no reason to. Everything they did was working for them. There'll be some in-game adjustments now. And
at this point, 4 minutes into the game, he's got to be saying something because SMC is chipping away at the boards.
Jamal Heckard gets the ball for the Falcons. Over to Labate. Mooten playing some tough defense on Labate there. Coach Josh Thomas loves it.
Clean defense by these Corsairs.
As Marcus Hughes strips that one out of bounds, ball will stay with the Falcons. But as you said, it's got some great defense there by the Corsairs.
Yes, most definitely.
Jamal Heckard will inbound the ball for Cerritos. Gets it into Desmond Murphy. Basket will not count.
We have another foul call.
Foul on Marcus Hughes, the big man. Jamal Heckard will still inbound for the Falcons. Heckard trying to find something. Gets it way out to Labate. Back to Heckard. Mooten playing tough defense for the Corsairs.
Block, but after the foul is already there.
Foul will be on Chastain Mooten. It will not be a shooting foul. Alvis Labate will inbound for the Falcons. Labate gets it into, they're going to call a foul there on Leandrew Knight, who's trying to get it into McMillan Jr. Corsairs hungry here, Scott. They want to force a turnover.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what they do in this drive. We have another whistle.
Off the ball foul there on Marcus Hughes.
Still lots of ball left to be played. 15:28 to go in this second half. 41-27 in favor of Cerritos.
As Cerritos will already go to the line in this second half, shooting a 1-and-1. Big man Desmond Murphy at the line. Not able to get the first one to go off the front of the iron. Cheston Mooten brings the ball up for Santa Monica College. Guarded by Labate. Mooten over to Marcus Hughes. Hughes working. Finds Lucas Zeman. Zeman pulls the trigger. Not able to get that one to go.
Outer. Has got to be the most frustrating shots.
Heckard gets it over to Labate. Picked by the big man. Labate puts up the triple and hits it. Great pick there from Dalen Bams to spree his point guard free.
Definitely, and you can see Cerritos is keeping their composure.
Zeman gets over to Marcus Hughes. Marcus Hughes puts up the three and gets that one to go.
Shot. That net is clearly on fire at this point. Folks, we have a 14-point game. You would not see this coming if you were around here in the first half.
Big bucket there from Marcus Hughes. Thought the Falcons may have had a little momentum with that Labate three, but Marcus Hughes had none of it. They're playing tough defense on this SMC side. Jamal Heckard working the right side, trying to find something. Gets it over to McMillan Jr. from the corner. McMillan Jr. with a big-time three.
That's a way to respond if you're Cerritos. You don't flinch in the face of adversity.
Huge three there from Daryl McMillan Jr.
I think they counted it as a 2, it looks like, on the scoreboard.
Cheston Mooten pulls up for three. In and out there. Foul inside by Elvis Labate.
Yeah,
he takes it welcomely.
Looked like they called that a 2-pointer. His foot may have been on the line on that last shot.
I think you're right, Scott. Foot just on the line. Two talented freshmen, Chance Hunter and Andre Fields, will check in for the Falcons. They lead it 46-30. Marcus Hughes working on Fields. Hughes with a little up and under move, foul there, and we'll go to the line.
All right, and SMC with a chance to cut this back to another 14-point deficit.
Hughes bumped to Fields there, and Fields is just flexing on Lucas Zeman and Hughes right now. If you can see him, folks, he's at the bottom left of your screen. Saying, I'm here to stay in the low post.
Got to show him that you're on a great diet right now, too.
Some big old boys down there.
Oh, yeah, makes his first.
Physical basketball here early in the second. We're at a little over 13 and a half minutes to go here.
Number 24, Marcus Hughes, for his second shot at the line. And it goes.
Chance Hunter gets it into Elvis Labate. Full court defense from Mouton. Leandro Knight playing tough on McMillan Jr. McMillan Jr. over to Elvis Labate. Chance Hunter with the ball. Hunter puts it up, not there. Great defense from Marcus Hughes.
Looks like we have another foul on this side of the court.
Things getting a little chippy here, Scott.
A little chippy, I must say. Closer the game, the chippier they are.
I think that's what you want if you're a Santa Monica College fan.
Oh,
Make it into a little bit of a dogfight.
And as a spectator, you gotta love what you're watching right now.
Elvis Labate puts up the floater, not there.
Santa Monica with the rebound, going the other way.
Marcus Hughes coming down Main Street. Gets the foul and will go to the free throw line.
No, it looks like
they're going to call that one a charge, Scott.
Offensive foul.
That was close, Scott.
Very close. Sometimes the tie goes to the defender. You know, from watching lots of basketball, charges can be very subjective. Some of them review it, some of them don't, but man, they can be very frustrating if you're on the opposing end.
As that'll make Marcus Hughes sit on the bench. He's been one of their big impact players this game. Not good for the Corsairs.
13:06 to go in the second half. 46-32 in favor of Cerritos.
Jalen Washington trying to find something. Stolen by Leandrew Knight.
Turnover.
Knight coming the other way with the layup in for the Corsairs. This place is rocking, folks.
And it's good as it goes. 46-34, down to 12-point deficit for these Corsairs, and these fans are loving it.
Washington charging in there, and a foul is called on Mouton. Falcon players are trying to communicate with each other, telling each other which way they want to go. Jalen Washington will shoot a 1-and-1.
Jalen Washington has seen a lot of time on the court tonight.
Good point guard for that team.
Indeed.
Scott coming off the bench in favor, in relief, I should say, of Alvis Labate, brings a little spark for them.
And Mr. Washington here, he does not know how to quit. He's focused, he made his basket there, and he's not allowing these Corsairs, the Corsairs comeback to define the final result of this game at all.
Washington will shoot another.
But
Not there, but Andre Fields on the rebound.
And they get an offensive rebound. That's what you want from your team.
Cody Wilks will fire the triple. Not there.
And they get another offensive rebound. That's 2 offensive rebounds on this particular possession.
Jamal Heckard being guarded by Chaston Mouton. Gets it over to Andre Fields. Fields working on Afanyar. Fields trying to find something, nothing there, no foul called. Afanyar is coming the other way. Over to Leandrew Knight. Leandrew Knight gets the layup to go for the Corsairs.
Under for the reverse. 47-36, 11-point game, folks. Who would have thought that just a half ago this thing was out of reach?
Players are off the bench on the Corsair side. This place is rocking. Andre Fields with a little 2-point jumper. Gets that to go.
Nothing but net. 49-36.
Smooth jumper there from the corner from Fields. Mouton gets it over to Afanyar. Afanyar working. Still gets the ball. Avoids the charge call, but not able to get the layup to go.
Still Corsair ball.
Very graceful from Afanyar to avoid that charge call, but wasn't able to get the layup to go.
I think the refs were just letting the players play at that point. You know, sometimes you just have to do that, especially when the game gets close like this, and you're a ref. You don't want to be the
reason the game sways
goes
one way or another.
Exactly.
Sure.
Let the players play. That's what they're here for.
Eli DeGreat will inbound it for the Corsairs. Down 49-36, just over 11 and a half minutes to go in this second half. DeGreat gets it in. Zeman working on the low block on Chance Hunter. Not there.
The one-hander just missed.
Jamal Heckard racing down the floor for the Falcons. Trying to find something. Gets it to Chance Hunter. Hunter, big block though from Afanyar.
This is the dunk and a foul on Cerritos.
Afanyar is fired up there for the Corsairs.
Folks, 11:17 to go in this second half. These fans are fired up as the Santa Monica Corsairs have made what looks to be a comeback with a 49-36 deficit. 13-point game.
These fans are making their presence welcome here, folks.
Indeed they are.
Jamal Heckard actually just shouted to his fans. He's ready to go. We're fired up here. Eli DeGreat working. Gets it over to Teddy Parham. Parham brings it back out for the Corsairs. Trying to find something. Big possession here. Parham puts up the triple. Not there.
Air ball on that one. You cannot force those shots if you're a member of the Corsairs. You got to pass that ball around and take your shot when it's ready. You were close enough in this game to do that. No forced shots.
Especially coming off that great rejection from Amite Afanyar. You can't let that possession go to waste with a deep three that ends up in an air ball.
Not at all, because at this point, time is money with a little under 11 to go.
Jalen Washington bringing it up for the Falcons. Nursing a 13-point lead. A little over 10 and a half to go in this second half. Jamal Heckard working on the outside left corner. Tough defense by DeGray, but he is called for the foul.
And this defense for the Corsairs is looking stout this half. This is a whole different team that I'm seeing right now.
They're playing with all heart and all effort here, Scott.
They certainly are, Paul.
Unbelievable display.
See how this goes down to the wire.
Jamal Heckard will go to the charity stripe. Little stoppage in the action. Amite Afanyar throws the headband to the side. He's ready to work.
He means business.
He's got the afro whirling, ready to work down low for the rebound with Desmond Murphy. Heckard gets the first one to go.
And they hit the half-century mark at 50 for Cerritos.
Landry Knight will check in for the Corsairs.
Makes two for two.
Timeout here called by Coach Russ May of Cerritos.
10.5 to go in this game, 51-36 as the Corsairs have made what looks to be an improbable comeback. They got to keep playing their game this half. They are on the money, playing defense, playing offense, taking advantage of every opportunity that they have. They're doing completely the opposite this half of what they did in the first half. And if they had done this in the first half, we may be seeing a closer game at this point.
Exactly, Scott, and that's the point. I don't think it may translate into a win today, but for future games, they can look back on this second half, the start to the second half. These 9.5 minutes have been an unbelievable performance by the Corsairs.
You know, it's certainly something definitely to take on the road with you. At this point in the game, when you're playing this type of offense and defense at the same time, you become two-dimensional. There's no stopping that. And if I'm the coach of the Corsairs, Coach Thomas, I'm telling these guys, hey, listen, we got something to build on after this. If we don't win today, we're winning tomorrow, and we're winning out this season, boys.
Exactly, especially so early on in this season, just 3 games into the season, this being their 4th after the Memorial Tournament in San Diego. This is a huge moral victory right now for the Corsairs, even if they aren't able to get back into the lead against a good Cerritos team.
You know, it may not even be a moral victory. There's still 10:30 left to go in this game. There's plenty of basketball left to be played, 51-36. I've seen more improbable comebacks than this.
One thing is for sure, Scott, these Corsairs players and these Corsair fans are fired up here.
Indeed, they are rocking this house. From where we're sitting, we can feel these things shaking.
Oh, yeah.
Even the camera's shaking, too.
We're
Not
sitting in the
because it's
bleachers
nervous.
right with them.
That's fanfare, folks.
Teddy Parham brings the ball up for the Corsairs. Gets it over to Amite Afanyar. Afanyar working the right side. Travel called there on Amite.
Ooh, that's an offensive killer. As we said earlier, these offensive fouls will kill a team. They break you down. They make you more fatigued. I mean, you can only do so much.
That is a tough way to lose the possession. You're right, dead on, Scott. Chance Hunter trying to find something, gets it over to Washington. Washington to Heckard. Heckard on the right side. Working on Landry Knight. Heckard fouled there by Landry Knight.
Taking every opportunity that they can get, these Cerritos Falcons underneath the rim and going back to the line.
Santa Monica College hit the bonus very early in the second half. Unfortunate for them, yeah, as you mentioned.
Not something you want. And when you hit that bonus, you need to play as clean a ball as you can possibly play.
It's hard to do that when they're playing the type of defense they are, Scott.
Heckard with his first shot. Hits the brick.
Deshawn Hughes, who we have not seen in this second half, will check in for Teddy Parham on the Corsair side. He is a good one. See if he can bring a little spark to this Santa Monica College side.
Heckard with his second shot. And it goes.
Lucas Emmett inbounds it to Chest and Mooten. Mooten guarded by Jalen Washington. Mooten gets it over to Deshawn Hughes. Back to Mooten. Jalen Washington fighting over a screen to keep with his man. Deshawn Hughes puts up the runner. Not there.
Rebound, Cerritos coming back the other way.
Jamal Heckard racing back the other way, trying to find something.
Another whistle. It would look to be on SMC.
Heckard is flexing his muscles there as he will go to the line. Showing he's built for this moment.
He sure is. You got to think at this point of the game, you're not tired of any free throw you can get.
Absolutely.
Heckard with his first. In and out of the basket. Walks back, comes back with his composure. Not too happy about that first shot. He wants to close this game out right now. Makes the second one.
Zeman inbounds it to Justin Mooten. Mooten walking the ball up, guarded by Jalen Washington. Gets it over to Offenyar. Offenyar to Deshawn Hughes. Hughes fires a long three off the back of the iron.
Oh.
Jalen Washington comes up with it.
Cerritos on a fast break.
Cody Wilks lays up the easy two.
When there's a Wilks, there's a way.
Mooten coming back the other way. Finds Lucas Zeman. Zeman over to Great. DeGreat working left side. Working that pick and roll game. Offenyar with the rebound and gets the two to go.
All right, we have a whistle, folks. 8:54 to go in the second, 55-38 in favor of Cerritos. Not quite out of reach, but it's not looking too pretty for these Corsairs right now. They came out with fire early in the second half. Now it seems like Cerritos has found a way to slow them down just a bit.
As Jamal Heckard is actually chirping with the Santa Monica College bench. Some of the redshirt players. Heckard talking back and forth, saying, I'm all muscle.
He's the Terminator. Oh, I see.
Cody Wilks will try to get it to Jalen Washington, does so. Justin Mooten playing tough defense.
Don't you love it when players talk to their counterparts? Flexing those muscles, saying what they're all about. You can't touch me.
Just gives a little more juice to the game, Scott. I love it.
Exactly.
Deshawn Hughes will inbound it, gets it to Justin Mooten. Mooten working the right side. Good jump cut.
Rebound, score!
Kyle Young with the bucket there.
Back to a 15-point game. 8.5 to go.
Jalen Washington with a long pass there to Wilks. Wilks able to handle it. Washington at the three-point line. Gets into the big man, Jalen. Bam, bam, not able to get that one to go.
Rebound SMC coming back the other way. 15-point game with just over 8 to go.
Mooten has gotten a lot of playing time in this second half, Scott, after not even playing in the first half. Offenyar with a great pass to Kyle Young. Young not able to handle it. Chance Hunter coming with bad intentions.
Off the boards, coming back the other way for SMC. That's Deshawn Hughes.
Some physical play here right now.
Fouls. Oh, yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm loving the physical play. That's what basketball needs more of. You know, sometimes at the NBA level, going back to the 80s and 90s of basketball, there was a lot of physical play. These days, you see a lot of fouls, little fouls, petty fouls.
Right.
Slows the game down, bringing the players to the free throw line. But unlike that, this is reminiscent of those 80s and 90s games. It's very physical. The refs overall are letting these players play, and it's making an enjoyable experience for us, for the spectators, and that's why these fans are into this game.
Scott, we've seen some big hits tonight.
We sure have.
Especially in the second half where the physicality upped a little notch.
We call that the hit stick.
Daniel Zabian working the left side.
Still SMC ball.
Ball topped out of bounds there by Tawan Elston.
7:30 to go in this second half. 55-40, favor of Cerritos.
as Marcus Hughes will check back into the game for the Corsairs, one of their big impact players. We haven't seen him since the 12-minute mark. This is important for the Corsairs. Get back one of their good ones.
Sure is. Don't force any shots. Pass the ball around. When you have an open shot, take it.
Deshawn Hughes does get it into Marcus Hughes. Hughes working at the top of the block.
Foul. And we'll see a man go to the line.
Foul there on 6'10" big men Dalen Bams. Hughes will shoot a couple. Coach Josh Thomas got to love the heart out of his guys here in the second half, Scott.
Oh, most definitely. And he makes his first for Marcus Hughes. No relation to the other two Hughes on the team. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's a relation
between any of them.
Either of them.
And we have 3 on the team.
And it goes out of the basket. It's Cerritos' ball coming back the other way.
Alves Labate bringing it back the other way. Labate working, trying to find something. Gets it to Jamal Heckard. Heckard wants this.
14-point game. Cerritos trying to close this out.
Heckard from the corner gets that one to go for
Makes
3.
the no-look 3. He just turned around and shot that without even taking his time. Heckard, what a game he's having tonight, Paul?
Big time performance from Jamal Heckard there. Working on the defensive end on Offenyar.
Out of bounds, still SMC ball.
But there he was. Heckard gets a touch on that one. He wants to make his presence known, Scott. As you can see, Heckard pointing to the fans, looking for any more motivation he can get to turn on the Jets.
This guy's going to become a fan favorite as he goes along with his basketball career. What a character.
Desmond Murphy there with the foul on Daniel Zahabian.
Zahabian at the line, shooting 2. 1 and 1. Excuse me. Now he's shooting 2. And he makes both.
Couple big free throws there from Zahabian. Cut it to a 15-point deficit.
6:35 to go. Anything can happen. These Corsairs need to step up and play a bit of defense like they did in the beginning of this half.
Playing that full court press defense. Heckard spinning away from some defenders.
Heckard with another 3.
Puts up the triple, not there.
It doesn't go. Cerritos keeps the ball.
Out of cutting Heckard, but couldn't find him.
Another
Timeout
whistle.
called.
Timeout whistle. All right, so at this point in the game, I'm thinking SMC just says Coach Hughes just says, keep playing your game. Don't force any shots. Pass the ball around if you have to, and then take it when you need to execute. And as far as Cerritos is concerned, you know, guys, just keep passing the ball around. At this point, 6:15 to go. We're going to milk the clock as much as we can, but we can't let them come back in this game.
Exactly right there, Scott. Cerritos, the clock is their friend right now with only 6:15 to go and nursing a 15-point lead. It's looking good on the Cerritos side.
And as they say, good teams find ways to win, bad teams find ways to lose. We'll see how good of a team Cerritos is in these last 6 minutes and 15 change.
It is impressive, though, Scott, for Santa Monica College to cut this to a 15-point lead. It's trailing by a ton in that first half, trailing by 21 at half.
Well, I
really
got to say,
showing some heart.
number 20, Daniel Zahabian, having a huge game tonight. He's all over the court, you know, taking his shots at the free throw line. We got Deshawn Hughes, number 3, who we said coming into this game with his 19 points per game. He's showing up. And Marcus Hughes, too, the big man. He's taking advantage of all he can get. These guys, they keep playing, making the plays. As they are the playmakers, special things are bound to happen.
Marcus Hughes has been very important for that Corsair side, Scott. Able to shoot it from down low, outside, get it to others, shoot the free throw. He's been a good player for them.
And I tell you, though, on the other side of the ball, I love watching this Heckard kid. He is good as gold.
He loves the moment,
and
Scott.
His personality, too, very much shines.
Desmond Murphy gets it back to Labate. Labate working, trying to find something.
Stolen by SMC, going back the other way.
Marcus Hughes coming downhill.
Another whistle, out of bounds, but still SMC ball. .5:48 to go, 58-43 at this point. SMC needs to score some points if they want to get back in this game. They are hitting the cusp.
Jordan Wilson handling the ball. Comes
Wilson
in for the
underneath
layup.
with a reverse.
Not there. Desmond Murphy handles the rebound, gets it over to Jamal Heckard. Heckard racing down the floor. Back out to Desmond Murphy. Murphy slows it down.
Taking their time with this clock in the last 5.5 minutes of the game.
Tawana Elston with a runner, but not able to get that one to go, but it gets the foul.
Another foul, another free throw. Both these teams are sweating it out, Paul. They are going at it like a boxing match. Ali Fraser, number 2.5, 3, whatever you want to call it. It's a beautiful game.
Dalen Bams will shoot a couple for the Falcons as Chance Hunter will check in. Cerritos still got this 15-point lead, leading at 58-43.
And they
just
can
over 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, they capitalize on it right now, but they don't. This is the first shot. That's Dalen Bams. Freshman.
Bams, the 6'10 freshman, big boy. Gets the second one to go.
Makes the second one, and that increases their lead to 59-43, 5:22 here. SMC ball.
Marcus Hughes inbounds it to Chaston Mooten, who carried up the floor. Guarded there by Tawan Elston.
Little sense of urgency right here for SMC. They need to make some baskets.
Mooten tries something, not there. Chance Hunter comes up with it.
Like I
over
said
to
before,
Elston.
fourth shot, no good.
Elston working. Puts up a prayer, no foul, no error.
And no time lost. Another whistle. Cerritos, looks like we got a foul.
They're going to call that one on Chance Hunter again. That'll be his fourth.
5 minutes flat to go here, folks, in the second half. 59-43 in favor of the Falcons.
Chaston Mooten will shoot a 1-and-1. Gets the first one to go. How about this spark off the bench for Santa Monica, Chaston Mooten, Scott?
Yeah, it's exactly what we said at halftime. If they wanted to provide a spark, this is exactly what they needed. Now they roll within 14 points. Let's see what they do to finish out these 5 last minutes of this game.
Corsairs playing that full court press, trying to force a turnover.
Trying to play a little keep away from these Corsairs, Cerritos is.
Falcons trying to nurse that clock as Jamal Heckard is working. Labate trying to find something. Finds Desmond Murphy. Murphy puts up the triple off glass, and the bank is open on a Wednesday night here in Santa Monica.
That could be the dagger right there, Paul. With 4.5 to go, I don't know if this Santa Monica team can make a full-fledged comeback. They could certainly cut into the lead, but I just don't see it happening at this point.
Tough break there for Santa Monica College. That one went off glass. Mooten on the left side. Gets it over to Hughes. Hughes working. Back out to Mooten. Mooten's going to pull the trigger. Not there. But Jordan Wilson able to get the rebound. Takara Hughes finds Mooten in the corner. Back out to Hughes. He'll reset. Marcus Hughes with a little fake, up and under, and in for the Corsairs.
Big man with the nothing but net.
Good little runner there from Marcus Hughes. Labate gets it over to Heckard. Cody Wilks trying to find something over to Desmond Murphy. Back to Wilks. Wilks pulls the trigger on the three.
Oh, it's in and out of that basket. Wrapped around. Here, SMC can do something with it.
Mooten into Hughes. Hughes out to Hughes.
Oh.
Off the back of the iron. That was Dakare Hughes on the three-point attempt. Labate working the left side. Nice pass over to Desmond Murphy. Murphy puts up the layup, gets the two to go. Timeout called by Coach Thomas.
And at this point, Coach Thomas is probably saying to these guys, listen, we're within striking distance, but you got to hold them to no more points this game with 2 minutes and 37 left to play.
If you're a Corsair fan, Corsair player, what do you want to see out of these last couple minutes for them?
I want to see these players feeling the rhythm of the song that's going on right now. Shoop, shoop. I mean, how can you not? You know, get that into your mind, get that into your chi. Bring that stuff onto the court and run with it.
Very encouraging signs, though, from this second half, Scott, for the Santa Monica College team.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And if they can take this into their next few games, they can win some.
Exactly.
And possibly see Cerritos again down the road and take what they learned and beat them in the home stretch.
Cerritos looking to get back, as we earlier mentioned, made it to the state semifinals, looking to get back there or further. They were in that state semifinals too, folks, against San Francisco City. Had an 8-point lead with about 8 minutes to go, but not able to close the deal, though. They're looking for more this year.
Oh, yeah.
Hungry team, those Cerritos Falcons.
The talent on both sides has certainly come out to play tonight.
Absolutely. Makai Kimball will inbound for the Corsairs. Just over 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Kimball gets it into Teddy Parham. Parham working on Labate. Back to Kimball. Kimball dancing.
Oh.
Almost gets the hoop in the arm.
There
falls
we
over the
had
cameraman.
A collision with the cameraman and player. Don't you love it when that happens?
Fortunately, it looks like they're both fine. Lucas Zeman was checking on the cameraman, making sure he was all right.
And the cameraman's not even wearing any shoes.
The California way, Scott.
It really is. Only in Santa Monica.
Here at Corsair Pavilion. Lucas Zeman checks in for Jordan Wilson. Makai Kimball at the line, shooting a 1-1.
Made his first.
Kimball will shoot another, down 64-48.
2:25 to go here in this last half, folks. 64-48 in favor of the Falcons. SMC at the line. That's Jamal Heckert. Excuse me, Teddy Parham. No, Makai Kimball. That kind of night.
Third time's a charm here.
Third time is the charm. It's that kind of night where all the stars are coming out to play.
Corsairs back to that full court press defense, trying to force something. Heckard carrying it up. Finds Labate. They want to slow it down. No, sir. Gets it into Chance Hunter. Hunter working. Ooh.
Up and over with the ups.
I think Hunter wanted it a little earlier there. Marcus Hughes with the foul. Chance Hunter will shoot a couple. Still some chirping going on down there between the big boys. Marcus Hughes clapping. It's been a little bit chippy in this second half, Scott.
It certainly has. You know, I think Cerritos felt a little threatened that Santa Monica was cutting into their lead.
Right. Hunter will shoot a couple.
Hunter misses the first.
Still with a 15-point lead.
Chance Hunter with the bucket, making it 65-49 with just over 2 minutes left to go in this game.
Parham gets it over to Kimball. Kimball at the top of the three-point line. Trying to find something. Over to Deshawn Hughes. Hughes working on Alvis Labate. Parham working on Heckard. Out to Lucas Zeman. Zeman with the triple.
Hits
that
it.
one to go. Cuts it down to a 13-point deficit, but a foul there on Makai Kimball. Just can't have that when you earn the bonus.
You know, he hits it down to a 13-point deficit, but we got 1:36 left to go in this game, 65-52 in favor of the Falcons. I just don't see it happening personally at this point, Paul.
It's a little bit out of reach now.
Nonetheless, a very respectable performance in this second half. Valiant effort.
Alvis Labate will shoot a pair. Gets the first one to go. Second one rims in and out as Teddy Parham carries it back up for the Corsairs. Labate playing tough defense still. Parham not able to shake loose, gets it over to Kimball. Kimball with a little floater off the glass, not there.
Cerritos gets it back, then it gets fouled, and it looks like Heckard was fouled.
Heckard will shoot a couple.
You gotta think, Paul, if Santa Monica College had not hit the bonus, would the Cerritos Falcons have as many points as they have right now? Because they're getting a lot of those filler points from the free throw line.
A lot of free points here, Scott, and it's very unfortunate, but also a result of that tough defense they were playing. That Santa Monica College got in the bonus so early in this second half. I think we saw it at the 13-minute mark. They were already in the bonus, giving free points away to this Falcons offense.
Definitely, definitely. And when you give a good team like Cerritos coming into this game already, having been, what, 20-6 last season?
Right. 26 and 7.
26 and 7,
Yeah,
excuse
26
me.
and 7.
They're going to hit you where it hurts.
Absolutely. Just can't give them that many free points. Timeout called here on the floor. Cerritos leads this one 68-52.
1:18 to go. Little Spice Girls action going on. You hear about the reunion tour for next year?
Are they?
They are. I won't be there.
They're definitely turning up the jam session here late in the second half, Scott.
Yeah, I heard they're opening up for Metallica.
Really?
No, but if they were, that'd be some show. And the ladies here are loving this song.
I think even some of the guys, Scott.
Oh yeah, I think that's me.
Back to the action as Cerritos has that 16-point lead, 68-52. Lucas Zeman will be inbounding it for the Corsairs. Gets it into Chaston Mooten. Mooten is still guarded heavily by Jalen Washington.
Little over a minute to go.
Out to Affanyar with the three. Affanyar gets the triple to go.
Comes within 13, but too little, too late it would seem. At the minute mark, and here we go with the final countdown.
Corsairs still playing that full court press defense. Chance Hunter trying to find something, fouled there. He'll go to the charity stripe.
You know, I always find the longest part of a basketball game is in that final minute. Basketball games within 15, 16 points, it takes a lifetime to finish.
At the line for Cerritos College is number 13,
Chance Hunter will shoot a couple here. Laughing with his buddy McMillan Jr.
In for Santa Monica College is Chin Egadu.
That's the first one to go. Competitive game here, Scott, especially in that second half. If it wasn't for the not great start for the Corsairs, they could have done something more in that first half, only scoring 4 points in the first 8-9 minutes.
I think so, Paul. I think very much so. If the Corsairs had come out in the first half, much like they did the second, we could be seeing an overtime game right about now.
Could have been a different story for sure.
Definitely.
Hunter gets the second one to go.
Got 70 to 55, 52.3 to go in this second half, and the Corsairs are not done yet.
Another timeout called here, Scott.
Timeout Cerritos College.
Cerritos calls this one.
Cerritos taking the timeout. Coach probably just telling them to settle down. We got this, you know, just take it to the final mark and play defense.
Who impressed you most on this Cerritos side, Scott?
I got to go with the number 2 man, Jamal Heckard. He's got character, he's got talent, he's got heart. This kid can play.
He's got some moxie, that's for sure.
Definitely has that too.
When the crowd was their loudest, he was loving the moment, dancing on the bench right now.
Oh,
getting
yeah,
into this Kanye West a little bit.
Definitely. I mean, he knows what's up. He knows what's going on. He knows they got this win. No reason not to celebrate at this point.
Absolutely. First win of the season here for Cerritos College. Mooten carrying the ball up the floor. Mooten long swing pass over to Offenyar. Offenyar with the dunk of... Little flush there from Amite Offenyar.
Oh, yeah.
Foul on Mooten. Will send Cody Wilks to the stripe. Just over 34 seconds left in this one.
34.2 to be exact. 70 to 52 in favor of the Falcons.
Cody Wilks gets the first one to go. Makes it a 14-point lead.
And he misses a second. Santa Monica coming back the other way with just 30 seconds left to go in this game. Shoots 3. Good.
Good from Egunu there on the triple. Alvis Labata. They'll call that out of bounds on the Corsairs.
This is the closest they've come within that deficit. It is an 11-point game right now, 25.1 seconds left to go.
Another timeout here on the floor by Cerritos College.
And this is what I was alluding to earlier about the last minute of the basketball game coming to the long halt. It feels like the last minute is longer than the entirety of the half.
Has been a long little last couple minutes here on both sides.
Nothing like a little Michael Jackson to soothe the soul in these final seconds of this game.
DJ's playing it all tonight, Scott.
He sure is. Makes you want to move a little bit, huh, Paul? Too bad the cameras aren't on us.
Oh, we were moving.
We sure were.
Billie Jean will always do that to you, Scott.
Well, I hope you brought your moonwalking shoes.
Got him in the car right now.
Me too. Keep them in the trunk and case of occasions like these.
Daryl McMillan Jr. will inbound for Cerritos. Finds Alvis Labate. Labate fouled there by Afanyar. Corsairs trying to lengthen this game. Alvis Labate will shoot a couple. First one goes for Labate.
And the second one does too. Back the other way for the Corsairs.
Mooten brings it up for Santa Monica College.
20 seconds to go.
Not able to get the layup to go. Desmond Murphy with the rebound, and he is fouled.
Despite the 13-point difference in this game, folks, you had to be here to see it. And if you didn't, Santa Monica put up quite a fight in the second half. They really came to play in this game. Don't let it fool you for the future, because these guys are for real.
Very impressive performance there, Scott. Absolutely. This second half has been very special after disappointing first half with the just 4 points in that first 8 or 9 minutes, not able to get anything go. But in the second half, played with toughness, intensity, and heart. Put it all on the line there in the second half. Desmond Murphy with the first one.
Yeah,
good.
That ought to do it if it hasn't already.
14-point lead for Cerritos.
With 14 and a half to go.
Murphy gets the second one to go. Afanyar finds Parham. Excuse me, that's Zabian. Zahabian got fouled there.
Looks like Zahabian's going to the line.
Foul called on Alvis Labate. Alvis Labate didn't like it.
And if I'm Zahabian here, I'm going for a 4-point play. Make the first free throw, bounce the second one off the backboard / rim, get your player to get the rebound, shoot a 3. Misses the first. So at this point, you don't have many options, but possibly do that again, get the rebound and get a 3-pointer. Not that it'll matter with 10 seconds left.
Not only options you're running out of, Scott, but also time.
That too.
Jalen Washington gets it. Desmond Murphy.
You could talk to pad the stats, really.
As they're just going to run this one out for Cerritos.
And there you have it.
It'll be a 75-61 victory for Cerritos College.
Quite a good game, back and forth between these players. Oh man, it was a good fight to the finish.
Very key players on both sides. Chance Hunter, Jamal Heckard, Cody Wilks on the Cerritos side. Also Marcus Hughes on the Santa Monica College side. He's a key player that they can try to build around in the future games.
Definitely is. And when you have big men like these boys here, they can do pretty much anything when they get under the boards, because those are the filler points that you're going to want during the course of a game.
Exactly. Our courtside reporter, Kelly Clement, is trying to find the winning coach, head coach Russ May. Going to ask him a few questions. How do you think Santa Monica College can build off that second half performance, Scott?
I think when they go back to practice, they're going to have to just figure out what worked for them in that second half. And evidently, what you saw was great defense, hard-earned defense, full court presses, everything. And they played clean defense, too, on top of that. Weren't very many fouls. They were able to get the ball back many times and jump out to a 7-0 run to begin that half. They got to keep doing that and fire up those cannons when they go into the second game, go with that type of mentality and not falter and not, let back and be so unsure of themselves. They got to go in there, be confident like they were against this great Cerritos team in the second half, and build off that for the remainder of the season.
Absolutely. When they were playing that full court press defense early in the second half, forcing some turnovers on the Cerritos side, trying to get the ball back in their hands and getting a few layups on there, and that's when we saw them at their best.
Definitely. And what I think they need to do, too, is pass more around the perimeter to get open threes, maybe work on some of those technicalities of your game, and become a little more accurate with that.
We're going to go down to Kelly Clement. She's going to talk with Santa Monica College coach Josh Thomas, ask him a couple questions.
Coach Thomas, you came back after half. You guys were fighting quite the comeback. Despite coming up short, it was still a great game. What changed after half? Because there was a fire under the team.
Well, they just competed in the second half. The first half, there's no other way to describe it. We just didn't compete. They got rattled. I think the group played scared. I'm just being honest. We definitely explained that to them in the first half at basically halftime. It wasn't our typical type of play. We opened up the season really well, playing with confidence, and then we do got a lot of freshmen, but I don't see that as an excuse. We have a lot of talented freshmen at the same time, but they just got rattled. Cerritos came and they really defended us and pressured us, and that really bothered our guards and just the whole team. And then once they start going on a run, I think it was 10-4, and it just kept growing and growing, and our guys just were tentative. They weren't playing themselves. And in the second half, they came back and competed, and I think we may have got as close as maybe 11, 9, 10, but the deficit was pretty far to overcome and against a really good team. This team made it to the Final Four last year. Cerritos College's team, their team's really good. The coaching staff was really well prepared, and they scouted us well, and they did a great job. So hats off to Cerritos.
Definitely. Yeah. And what's something that you have been focusing on in the off season to prepare for a successful season?
Well, we've really focused on recruiting players that are competitive. Mm-hmm. I was really disappointed this half, but our guys love being in the gym. Our guys work on their game all the time, work on their game on the weekends, and they work really hard. So it was a little surprising for me to see the lack of competitiveness in the first half. I was kind of just like shocked because I never really seen that with this group. It's one thing to not guard as well, but to just not compete at the level that I feel we're capable of, this is a first for this team. So we'll take it as a learning experience. We played a ranked team. We're ranked 2. We're probably not going to be ranked anymore after this. But we have a lot to work on. So we're just going to watch film and pick up on it.
Great. And you mentioned before about having some new players, some new faces. Yeah. How has the team been bonding so far this season?
It's been great. We had our first road trip in San Diego, stayed overnight, and that was great. And the guys got to spend a lot of time together and won our first game by 10 points, our second game by 20 points. So, they're in a good rhythm, and the guys like each other. Guys are hanging out all the time on the weekends and having fun. And so, our team is a really good team, but today wasn't a great example of us being a team together.
Well, I'm sure some success coming for you guys in the season. Thanks for your time, Coach Thomas, and good luck this weekend as well.
Thank you.
Here I am with Coach Russ May. Coach May, what was key in tonight's victory?
I think early on in the game, defensively, I think we did a really good job of pressuring them and forcing them into some turnovers, and then compounded that with we made a few shots early. So I'm pretty pleased with that, and I think that kind of set the tone. And we beat a very good team. They're very good.
Yeah. And coming off that incredible Final Four run, what has been your main focus in the offseason?
I think for our guys, they're kind of committed to getting past that Final Four and taking that next step. And we got a lot of new guys that were not here last year, but the ones that remain, the leadership, they really want to take that next step. And if we can get our freshmen to, come along and grow like I think they will, I think we have a chance to be pretty good.
And like you were saying, you have some new faces, but I will have to say that energy on the bench is electric. The support is obvious. What has made that bond and that atmosphere happen for you?
Just great character kids. And, we got some guys sitting on the bench that are a little older that have been around, red-shirted, so they've got that experience, and they're okay with knowing their role. And so when they are able to do that, then they can give that energy on the bench and get our bench going. And these guys really like each other, and it was a good start for us.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach May. Good luck the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kelly. A few good answers from both coaches there. Scott, what an opening night we had here at the Pavilion. Falcons edged the Corsairs 75-61. For our courtside reporter, Kelly Clement, my partner, Scott Lieberman, and all the crew helping out tonight, I'm Paul Johnson. You have a great one out there, folks.
So long.
We'll see you next time on Corsair Sports TV.